Dear students, let's start chapter 6 of Geography, Human Resources. What is human resource? If you remember, in the first chapter of this book, we discussed about resources. What is a resource? A resource, all the useful things on the earth for human being are called resources. Human resources. Human himself is a resource. In fact, human is the most important resource. Resources we classified in the first chapter, we studied about that. Natural resources, human made resources and human resources. That is most important a resource because human resource makes other resources useful. People are nation's greatest resource. Nature's bounty becomes significant only when people find it useful. It is people with their demands and abilities that turn them into resources. So all kinds of things are available on the earth like rocks, water, air, soil, plants, animals, etc. So human beings make them useful according to their demands and abilities. So if anybody wants wood, then the human being will use this for fulfilling his or her demands. Hence, human resource is the ultimate resource. Healthy, educated, and motivated people develop resources as per their requirements. As we have discussed, human resources, like other resources, are not equally distributed over the world. For example, minerals are not equally distributed on the earth. Like in India, in the Chota Nagpur Plateau region, iron ore is found in plenty of amount, but it is not found in the North India or in the Western India. Clear? So, in the same way, human resource also found in the world unevenly or distributed unevenly or unequally. They differ in their educational levels, age, sex, their numbers and characteristics also keep changing. It means people are of different types. People speak different languages. They are differently educated. They are of different ages. Clear? So there are so many differences among the people. See here, this figure is telling about the number of resources. My village has 1000 people. There are 500 children in my school. How many people do you think there are in the world? There are 30 children in my class. Around 6.6 billion people in the world. How do you write that in numbers? So, if we see the current data, how many people are in the world? So, the current data, according to the current data, 7.8 billion people are there in the world. Out of them, in India, 1.35 billion people are there in India. Next, distribution of population. So before the discussion of distribution of population, we should know about these things. The government of India has a Ministry of Human Resource Development, that is called HRD. HRD, Ministry, Human Resource Development. The ministry was created in 1985 with an aim to improve people's skills. This just shows how important people are as a resource for the country, because if human resource is developed, how the human resource will be developed? If we provide them education, if we provide them training, or if we make them skillful, then the people resource means resource, human resource will become developed. So it will be very beneficial for the country also. The country with developed human resource will do more development. Do you know Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. This is PKVY. Was started in 2015 during the NDA, National Democratic Alliance government led by BJP, aiming to train 1 crore Indian youth from 2016 to 2020. The objective of this scheme is to encourage aptitude towards employable skills by giving quality training to probable and existing wage earners. So these kinds of schemes have been started by the government to make people more important, more developed, or more valuable human resource. Distribution of population. Let's discuss about this topic. What is distribution of population? Means where the people are found in abundance, where the people are found in scarcity. Somewhere the people are found in a big number, but somewhere the people are found in very less number. So this is called distribution of people, that on a particular area how many people live. The way in which people are spread across the earth's surface is known as the pattern of population distribution. More than 90% of the world's population lives in about 30% of the land surface. You should remember, dear students, on the 30% land surface, 90% people live of the world. The distribution of population in the world is extremely uneven. Some areas are very crowded and some are sparsely populated. The crowded areas are South and Southeast Asia, Europe, Northeastern North America. Very few people live in high latitude areas. High latitude areas means in the near the polar regions. Clear? Tropical deserts, high mountains and areas of equatorial forest. So you should remember that these areas are not favorable for the people, for habitation of the people. High latitude areas are having a very cold climate. Tropical deserts are not good for human being, for living for human being, because of lack of water. High mountains also, because there is lack of plain area, and areas of equatorial forest, because there is very hot climate in the equatorial forest. Many more people live in north of the equator than south of the equator. Almost 3/4. Why this is? Because north of the equator, it means in the northern hemisphere. This is the equator and this is northern hemisphere, this is the southern hemisphere. In the northern hemisphere, more people live because land area is more favorable, right, for the people. And in the southern hemisphere, this is water area, right? It is filled with more water. Almost 3/4 of the world's people live in two continents only, Asia and Africa. Means most of the population of the world live in these two continents. 60% of the world's people stay in just 10 countries. All of them have more than 100 million people. We can see the list here. China, near about 1300 million. India, about 1200 million. Indonesia, about, we can see, near about 220 or 225. Brazil, just less than 200 million. Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nigeria, Russian Federation and Japan, other countries where the population is high. See the distribution of population in the world. Of every 100 people in the world live in Asia, 61% people live in Asia. 61% people live in Asia. So the people live in Europe. We can count here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12% people of the world live in Europe. In the same way, in Africa, how many people live in Africa? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13% people live in Africa. In the same way, 8% people live in Central and South America. Central and South America. 8% people live, and 5% people live in Northern America. And with the less population areas, Australia, New Zealand, and the Pacific Islands. So this is the oceanic area, Oceania. This is called Oceania. So in Oceania, only 1% people live. Approximately 1% people live in this area. Now, density of population. What is density of population? Average density of population in India according to 2011, the census of 2011, is 382 persons per square kilometer. So density of population, let's understand what is density of population. The number of people live in a particular area. The number of people live in a particular area or particular unit of area called density of population. Generally, it is measured the people live in per square kilometer, right? It is measured in per square kilometer. So population density is the number of people living in a unit area of the Earth's surface. It is normally expressed as per square kilometer. As we have discussed, the average density of population in the whole world is only 51 persons per square kilometer. It means in this area, in per square kilometer area, only 51 people live. South Central Asia has the highest density of population, followed by East and Southeast Asia. If we ask about the country, then Bangladesh. Bangladesh is having the highest density of population in the world. And if we talk about India, according to the census of 2011, 382 is the density of population, while Delhi is having the highest density of population in India. If we ask about the states, then West Bengal is having the highest density, 903. This is of West Bengal. Density of population, West Bengal. So dear students, here you can understand with the statement of this boy, when all the 30 students are present, our classroom seems very crowded. But when the same class is seated in the school assembly hall, it seems so open and empty. Why? Because the area of the class is smaller than the area of the assembly hall. So here density of population is low, and in this area density of population is very high because the area is less and the people are in more proportion, more number. So here, because the size of or area of the hall is much larger than that of the classroom. However, when all the students of the school come into the hall too starts looking crowded. So as we have discussed, you understood the answer of this question. So dear students, in the next video we'll discuss about the factors affecting distribution of population. Thank you. Have a nice day.